Next up, we've got Director of Rugby, Martin Jenkinson, who's going to say a few words about this season.
Thank you, David. A review of the season in 2 minutes is the brief, so there's a lot to get through. Particularly as it seems a long time since we took a new squad, what with COVID and the fact that it was a new squad anyway, over to Sale, pre-season friendly, and we got panned. Do you remember that? And we all thought, oh dear. And then everything picked up from there. By the way, all the way through this, even when I have to say something which may seem negative or slightly negative, you know, a loss or something like that, what I want the theme to be all the way through what I'm saying is I have thoroughly enjoyed this season. This has been... Look, people say to me, come on, James, give us a smile. And you know, I don't use my smiles sparingly. But once or twice this season, I have been known to smile. At the start of the season, I thought the gods were with us. Do you know that Sedgley Park game, the second game of the season? Boy, we got away with murder there. Their try that was ultimately disallowed, that was a try every day of the week. And I thought, hey, you've got to ride your luck. And I thought gods were with us, particularly when the week after, we played Bourneville at home, and Lloyd Hayes, last kick of the game, to win it 48-46. Now come on, that's a nonsense. To concede 46 points at home and win, you were really riding your luck. And then we went into mode of giving sides starts. We went up to Bladen, plastic pitch, 17-0 down after 17 minutes, and won the game. We played at Ionians, again, must be something about 17. We gave them a 17-point lead, and we won it. And by halfway stage, as I say, I thought everything was, the gods were smiling on us. All wins, one draw. I'm leaving aside things like the COVID cancellations, changing coaches, you know, in the season. They were just side issues. We were absolutely tramming on. But then things, as these things do, you know, started to even themselves up. Early January, Bourneville away, 17-10 up. In the dying minutes, 4 minutes left. We were pounding their line. They get an interception try. The laddie goes probably 98 metres, and we draw 17-all. A fortnight later, we're at Fylde, and this really, I think, for me, was the sickener of the season, because we completely dominated the game. I think we were over the line 3 times, and the referee said held up, etc. And we lost 21-17, a game we should never have lost in a month of Sundays. They were followed by good wins against Stourbridge and Ionians, but then the dreaded curse of injuries struck. Against Stourbridge we lost Capsy, and then against Ionians we lost Matt Smith, Callum Lusty. As somebody put it to me, in probably less than 80 minutes of rugby, we lost the best 1, 5 and 8 in the division. Don't know whether I agree with that actually, but anyway, I'm only joking, chaps, only joking. All the time, by the way, the subplot was Hull and Rotherham, neck and neck, both winning all the games. And you know the story, it came down to really a winner-takes-all type game at Hull. 2 minutes left, we had the game won. And then, you know the story, it slipped from us, it went from us. In that game, we lost Matt Challoner, we lost Lewis Wilson. A funny story there, which I can still see now. I'm still watching the game, and then I hear this, James, looked onto the pitch, and there's Chal, and he said, James, I think I broke my arm. And then he ran in it the next bloody ruck. And he had broke his arm. After that, really, it was a bit of after the Lord's Mayor's Parade. And so our ultimate aim, our objective for the season was to get promoted. And there is this basic contradiction. We've thoroughly enjoyed this league. The travelling's been reduced. People have been lovely, thoroughly enjoyed it, and we're scrambling desperately to get out of this league. I suppose one thing we've got to mention of is Luctonians. Hey, Rotherham again, shaping the game. you wouldn't think this game that has been going around for however long, that somebody would actually know when does a game finish. Is it, I mean, whether the ball went under or over the bar, it was immaterial. Obviously, the NCA run our leagues, and it went to the NCA. We think they were going to give us the knockback. Because when does a game finish? Is it when the referee blows his whistle? Is it when he's had a think about it? Is it when he leaves the clubhouse? Is it in the car on the way home? Nobody said to know. When the final whistle went, we were ahead. He then decided later he didn't like that. And it went from the NCA to the RFU Rules Whatever Committee to World Rugby for a ruling that the game finishes when the referee blows his whistle. So yeah, that's the story of the season in 2 minutes. I really enjoyed the season. I knew, and I'm very proud to be director of rugby of what I consider to be the best rugby club, certainly in Yorkshire, North of England. I don't know, maybe the club's there, who knows? Yeah. But what we found out is there are also some other lovely clubs, because the trips to Chester and Tynedale, Wharfdale, Ionians, etc. have been fantastic trips. They haven't been all day on a blooming bus to get the gameplay to jump straight back on a bus and get back again. The good thing, the only good thing about the injuries, and everybody is repaired quickly. I mean, and on that, you know, when you think about it, we normally budget for 10 to 20% of our players to be injured at any one time. You know, at times we've had a full pack of forwards out. We had one game where we have to name 2 front row replacements on the bench. They were both injured. And we said, come on, please God, don't let anybody else get injured. We really are down to the last man. But what has happened is, we have brought on some young players. We already knew what Matt Challoner and Matt Smith and Zach Poole could do, etc. But we have found out what a crop of good young players can do. And that's the thing now, I've rarely not known the club in a better place. We've got a core group of players. Normally, at this time, you have got 1 or 2 players signed, and you drag it out into the summer months, and I hate it. If I was to say to you now, the squad is, there are 1 or 2 places to fill, but it's basically done. And it's a core of players that we want to keep together, because we believe that if they stay together, the example is Colby, that we can go through National 1 and beyond. So yeah, fantastic season. The club seems to have got its mojo back, and I'm looking forward to a cracking season next year.
Thank you, Martin, for what